in history, a city immersed in tradition, a city full of discovery, and the host city of the 93rd ACUI Annual Conference. Now we want to tell you more about St. Louis. Of course, it's home to the famous Gateway Arch. And of course, the Arch. And well, you know, the Arch. And...
Wait a minute! Wait a minute! Wait a minute! Don't tell me the rest of you chose the Arch too. That's all you can think of? That's not even the official name of the thing. It's called the Jefferson National Expansion Memorial. And it celebrates, among other things, the Lewis and Clark expedition, the core of discovery. We need to discover a new perspective on St. Louis. St. Louis is home to so much more than just the Arch. It has Forest Park, a park that is over 1.5 times larger than New York City's Central Park. The magical and unique City Museum, awarded as one of the great public spaces in the world. A great variety of cultural attractions, including the Missouri History Museum, Science Center, Art Museum, and world-famous zoo, all of which are free. Beautiful and historically important architecture, including the world's first skyscraper. Many outstanding colleges and universities. It was the first one. Many outstanding colleges and universities, including the first university west of the Mississippi. The Del Mar Loop, awarded as one of the 10 great streets in America. It has been home to dynamic American icons such as Charles Lindbergh, Maya Angelou, Miles Davis, Tina Turner, Chuck Berry, Bob Costas, and John Goodman. And of course, it is home to the world champion St. Louis Cardinals!
And the Arch in the background.
John, you're right. St. Louis does have a lot more to offer than the Arch. But look at these many pictures. You have to admit, they all show a different perspective of the same thing. That's a good lesson for all of us here. We can share the same experience, but with the help of others, we can discover new perspectives.
Aaron, I guess you're right about that. Well, I just want to make sure everyone discovers the true St. Louis experience. Here, take a look at this.
Hello, I'm Francis Slay, Mayor of the City of St. Louis. I invite all members of ACUI to come discover new perspectives for your 93rd annual conference, which will be held in St. Louis in March 2013. We are looking forward to your visit.
Just as each and every one of you help your school to discover new perspectives and opportunities of your college union, you will discover new perspectives about St. Louis and about ACUI in 2013. You will discover a city rich in culture and history. The ACUI annual conference has not been in St. Louis since 1991, and we're happy we can bring all of you back.
Discover new colleagues in the field. We're building a conference schedule to ensure that you connect and network with colleagues and student leaders based on topics most important to you to take back to your campus.
Discover overarching resources. It wouldn't be an ACUI annual conference without key elements such as the Vendor Expo, Career Center, Communities of Practice, and Battle of the Regions.
Discover new ways to engage students in our communities. Yes, you'll have the opportunity to learn the latest trends in social media and connectivity, but we all understand the importance of engaging students in person through programs, events, and services.
Discover new ways to volunteer. There will be a number of ways to volunteer before the conference, during the conference, and off-site in St. Louis. Visit acui.org/St. Louis to discover how you can help.
Discover childlike thrills. It is our hope that the opening reception will provide you the opportunity to slide, climb, and discover like you haven't in years.
Discover a later Ed Session submission deadline. The 2013 conference program team has heard you. You will now have 6 additional weeks to submit your Ed Session proposal. All submissions are due August 1st, 2012. That's right, August 1st. Now, what's the date submissions are due?
August 1st.
Very good.
Discover your suggestions in action. Tell us what you want to discover in St. Louis. Using the Post-it that was on your chair when you arrived, please write down any programs, topics, tours, or other ideas, and be sure to post them on the boards in the hallway as you leave today. Or you can always tweet us at the ACUI conference using the hashtag ACUI13.
But there's one more discovery to make, and I think I know what it is.
John, what is it? What else do we need to discover next year in St. Louis? It's you.
Oh, that's cool.
Hey, look, John, we created our very own arch.
Well, it is still a great symbol of the city of St. Louis, and I think we've shown that St. Louis also has so much more to offer.
We've definitely discovered that, and we can't wait for all of you to discover new perspectives as we meet next year in St. Louis. But now it's time for all of you to meet the 2013 ACUI Conference Program team. Meet Laura in St. Louis, Laura DeRoss, Tufts University.
Meet Jen in St. Louis, Jen Powell, University of Tampa.
Meet Beth in St. Louis, Beth Bailey, Kansas State University.
Meet Dan in St. Louis, Dan Obler, Marquette University.
Meet Kristen in St. Louis, Kristen Salo, University of Colorado Boulder.
Meet Tina in St. Louis, Tina Bennett, Southern Illinois University, Carbondale.
Meet Michelle in St. Louis, Michelle Smith, ACUI Central Office.
Meet Tara in St. Louis, Tara Benson, Missouri State University.
Meet Lisa in St. Louis, Lisa Kring, University of Kansas.
Meet Leslie in St. Louis, Leslie Husted, Washington University in St. Louis.
Meet James in St. Louis, James McKaylee, Northwestern University.
Meet Zach in St. Louis, Zach Walquist, ACUI Central Office.
Meet Michelle in St. Louis, Michelle DeVoe, Caldwell College.
Meet Laura in St. Louis, Laura Rogowski, Western New England University.
Meet Leslie in St. Louis, Leslie Villarose, Everett University.
And meet me in St. Louis, John Ginsberg, Webster University.
And meet me in St. Louis, Erin Morrell, Albertus Magnus College and Chair for the 2013 Annual Conference.
We hope all of you are ready to discover new perspectives with all of us at the 93rd ACUI Annual Conference.
Don't forget to share your discoveries on your Post-its or tweet us in St. Louis using the hashtag ACUI13. And make sure you pencil in the dates! March 10th.